As an artist, one of the things I get asked the most is, can you teach me how to paint? I'm Lori, seascape, landscape, and animal acrylic painter, and I love encouraging others in their artistic journey. Free acrylic painting tutorials are what this channel is all about. So if you're new here, you'll want to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Watch until the end of the video if you want to see some behind the scenes footage. Now let's get into that beach painting tutorial. Okay everyone, we're back and I have my husband here with me.
Hello.
So I'm gonna walk through the painting and explain it to him as though he was interested in painting.
I am, this is good.
And so as you see, I already toned the canvas with a yellow color this time. The last video I did was kind of a pink toning, and you'll see in this video how dramatic the yellow color makes it.
Yeah, why'd you choose yellow?
It was actually kind of arbitrary. I wasn't quite sure how it would turn out, but I just was experimenting. So yeah, so I just kind of block in the ocean. So the ocean is all that medium blue color, and right now what I'm painting on there is the mountains in behind.
I thought it was clouds, but whatever.
Yeah. The reason why they're so light is because off in the distance, things get lighter the farther away they are. After this video, I'm going to do one more toning color, and you'll see 3 paintings that were all the same painting, but done with different tone. And there's the sky. See how I'm trying to show how the horizon should be much lighter than sort of the top of the sky? Because when you look out on the ocean, the horizon line is almost white.
You pretty much lost all the yellow at the top there.
Yes, that's true. There's a little bit poking through, but not a lot. And then here's this is the sandy bit down on the bottom here, so I'm going to try to leave some of the yellow through there because sand is yellow.
You purposely just leave little wisps poking through.
And right there's that dark part of the wave, like I did on the last painting. Yeah. And you thought it was a grassy knoll?
No, I know what's coming. It's
now you know.
The dark shadows behind the waves.
Yeah, and in those little skinny lines, those are the shadows under the foam. You'll see, like at the really edge of the shore, the sea foam has quite a shadow sometimes.
You're not being too picky, just little shots, and you just gotta trust it comes together. Huh?
Yep, you just gotta believe that this underpainting is gonna make sense once you get to the details. Have you heard that term before, underpainting?
No. You sure gotta be patient though, because I would always be going right for the, the finished product.
So this is all called the underpainting. Yeah, it doesn't look much at this stage, does it? If you stopped here, it'd be like, what 5-year-old painted this painting?
Yeah, it'd be like, okay, this was Jeff was painting.
So sometimes you have to leave your inner critic at home, especially at this stage. Right there, I purposely did those vertical lines because what that does is gives the indication of reflection. And now I'm putting midtones. This is the midtones of the wave. But the best part is when you get to put on the highlights, because the highlights make it look like a wave with the foam on top.
Yeah, so you really need to pay attention to the order of things so that, it just doesn't make sense to the normal thinking. But if you can memorize these steps, it's going to work out. It's
almost backwards to how you see it. When you see something, you notice all the fine details. But when you're painting it, it's like you got to do all the foundational work before you can do the final work. So I'm using that flat head brush again. It's like a chisel edge. It's quite a small one, I guess. And so I can use the corners of it to do really light marks. I can use the long narrow edge to do skinny lines, and I can flip it sideways and do really big fat thick lines. I like that brush.
Are you always grabbing pure colors, or are you mixing them on a palette?
I do water them down quite a bit because the paint is almost the consistency of toothpaste when it comes out of the tube. It's called heavy bodied golden acrylic paint. And mix it with just water. I know some people use some kind of additive, but I just use water just so that it's not too runny, but that it will actually be easy to spread and to blend.
Does it dry the same, or is it glossy or flat?
It dries matte. So if a person wanted to, at the end of the painting, they would wait till it dried and then they would varnish it.
And what if you wanted that textured look? You would just lay it on thicker?
Yep, you can lay it on. And there's also an additive you can add to the paint. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's called...
Did you do more details on the mountains in the background, or?
No, actually that's a good question, because they're so distant. You need to leave it really smudgy. If you try to do a lot of detail on the mountains, then it would just look like the perspective wouldn't show up as well, because the mountains have to be kind of faded in color and lacking detail, and then that helps push them farther back in the distance. So super
So
important.
don't try and draw the
Don't
trees or the squirrel
yeah,
in the tree.
Exactly. If you did that, it would just be like, okay, amateur. So basically, you want to, as kindergarten a mountain as you possibly can, and then just leave it there and only put detail in the foreground of the painting.
That's doable.
I remember one time painting an ocean painting, and you walked in the room, and you literally said to me, "Do you know what you're doing?"
Did I?
You did. And it was at the time of my painting journey that I thought I knew what I was doing, but I wasn't absolutely sure. And I was like, oh no, he doesn't think I know what I'm doing.
Oh, it's probably just bugging you.
So there it is done. And if you want to see what it looks like with a different color underneath, go and check out the other video that we did last week. This one to me looks a lot more dramatic for some reason. The other one just kind of looked warm and sunsetty almost. And this one just looks kind of like maybe it was a cold day on the ocean.
Yeah, it looks like a cloudy day.
So it can really kind of change the whole vibe of the painting depending on what you use for the underpainting. So I hope you try it, and I hope it turns out for you. And if it does, hashtag it on Instagram, Lori Morse Paintings, and I can see your results. Just recently somebody had done that, and I got to see the sea turtle that she made, and she did a really neat job and actually did a better job of the water than I did. It was really nice to see. I want you to know that what I'm going to be focusing on in the future is real-time painting videos. So I have one more time lapse that we're going to do next week, and then after that I'm going to be focusing on real-time videos that you can paint along. So thank you all for watching, and we'll say,
see you later.
and you too can paint.
Keep your paint shined up. Grab a stick of juicy fruit. This paint is gonna move ya.